Welcome to the Progressive Action TV show. I know you guys are not used to seeing me go live 3 days straight. But it helps me to come here and just talk to you guys regarding the issues that we face here in Local 100. If this is your first time joining the program, my name is Tremel Thompson. Some people like to call me the troublemaker. I call myself Mr. Receipts, Mr. Invoice. Hope you guys are having a good day today. And like I normally like to do, I like to start off the show with telling you guys how to donate to the platform. You could donate to the platform via Cash App. The Cash App is $ Progressive Action 100. Donate to the platform. I mean, look, these past few days, it has been very informative. If you have been missing these shows, you're missing out on a whole bunch of information. There's a lot of information coming down the pipeline quick and fast. And what I'm trying to do is get it to you guys in real time so you won't be left out the mix, so you can see exactly what's going on, because it's very important that we pay attention now, because it is an election year. And this current union administration, they like to pull the wool over, our eyes and fool us, play technology, 3-card Monty, and all this other stuff to confuse us. But that's why we have Progressive Action here, so we won't be so confused. So you could get another outlook on this information that's being passed down. If you're watching right now, please share out the show. It's very important that these shows get shared out. The more people that share out these shows, the more people that see our message. And this is a unified message. This is a message of fighting for everyone. I don't care what slate you on. I don't care what your political vision is. This is fighting for the betterment of everyone. So it's very important that you guys share out the show. And another important reason for sharing out the show, right now I am suffering a shadow ban, which means that Facebook and YouTube got my videos. People are not getting the notifications for my videos. So a lot of people don't know when I'm going live. And that's an issue. So in order to break that shadow ban, I need you guys to share out the video so our coworkers can see exactly what's going on. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is, I've been going at John Samuelsen very hard these past couple of days. And, gave me a reminder that, Samuelsen got me blocked. Why would he block me? Why would he block little old me? I'm not doing anything. I'm just going on social media and letting the people know what's going on. Why would John Samuelsen block me? What would be the reason for him blocking me? You don't want to. That this is what happens when the truth stings. When that truth stings, this is what happens. They tend to block you. I'm quite sure he tried a million times to silence me. In the past, John Samuelsen, matter of fact, John Samuelsen is known for suing members who talk about him. He did it back in 2009, I believe. He sued a couple of workers, a couple of members who talked about him. So John Samuelsen definitely practiced the art of silence and try to silence his critics. John Samuelsen have me blocked. What we do. But let's get into this video real quick. This video came out, I think yesterday, and it's talking about John Samuelsen and his newfound position with Cuomo, how he don't support Cuomo anymore, and then he tried to mask it with something else as to why he's not supporting Cuomo. But I'm here to let you guys know what the truth is. What the truth is regarding this. Like I said, I need you guys to definitely share out these videos. we got to inform each other. We got to keep each other informed. We got to keep each other in the know. And this is the way to do it. So let me play the video, and then I'm going to break it down and discuss it to you guys.
John Samuelsen, the international president of the Transport Workers Union, says he's done supporting Governor Cuomo. He's the first major union leader to break with the governor following the scandals that first came to light earlier this year, including accusations of sexual harassment.
My sense is that how can the trade union movement stand with him if as a result of that report, it becomes evident and becomes clear that he engaged in workplace criminality or misbehavior.
An independent investigation launched by State Attorney General Letitia James is examining the accusations against the governor. Samuelsen says his union won't be supporting Cuomo no matter what the report says. The union leader says Cuomo was overly aggressive in investigating overtime fraud against MTA employees, and he also opposes a proposal by the governor to split the MTA leadership into separate CEO and board chair roles. Both jobs are currently held by one person, but in the final hours of the Albany legislative session last month, Cuomo pushed lawmakers to make the change in leadership he sought. The Assembly acquiesced, the Senate refused.
It was an absolute paragraph. If you look in the beginning with the first iteration of the attempt by Cuomo, the CEO spot didn't even require Senate approval at that time. So he was trying to do a under cover of darkness last minute move that would radically change the organizational structure.
Cuomo was also facing accusations he covered up the number of nursing home deaths from COVID to help secure a $5.1 million advance on his book about how to defeat the virus, which was published last year. While powerful elected Democrats have called on Cuomo to step down, most of the other big unions have stood with Cuomo despite the scandals, even going so far as to attend a fundraiser 2 weeks ago. The TWU breaking with Cuomo was first reported by the New York Post.
If Cuomo loses the confidence, the total confidence of all the unions, he's done. He's not viable. So it does come down to them, and maybe. So yes, it comes down to the union.
Responding on Twitter, Cuomo advisor Rich Azzopardi said, quote, Samuelsen is an extortionist who is trying to undo pension reform. We also understand he is a political supporter of Tish James, and she says she may run against the governor, and he wants more benefits in his contract. Everyone gets that. The Assembly is conducting its first impeachment inquiry in 100 years. If the Assembly were to impeach Cuomo, he would be tried in the Senate and, if convicted, removed from office. It is also worth noting that Tish James has never said anything publicly about challenging Cuomo next year. Zach Fink, New York One.
Now, let's get into some of the things that Samuelsen said in that video. Now, he said, how can the trade worker union stand with him? What does Samuelsen mean? I don't get it. Now, let's forget about his as Samuelsen said, his workplace criminality and behavior. Let's forget about that for a second, right? Samuelsen is an alleged labor leader, right? He's the international president of TWU, right? He's not the president of the EEO, right? Now, I'm not taking nothing away from the women who have the accusations against Cuomo, right? But what does Cuomo allegations have to do with the business that we've been doing with Cuomo over these years? What does those accusations on Cuomo have to do with how he handled us in labor? It has nothing to do with that. So for Samuelsen to use that excuse, to me, it seems like he was a battered man who was looking for an escape route, a reason to leave their relationship, because he couldn't find a reason to leave the relationship between him and Cuomo. It's like he was trapped there. It's like battered. He was a battered man. And he was looking for that reason to say, hey, I call it quits. It reminds me of someone who is in some type of abusive relationship. And they just looking for that one exit to get out of there and leave. And then once they get that reason, they get the confidence to say, hey, I can't take this no more. What does Cuomo workplace behavior have to do with the decade of setting us back as a union? What does it have to do with that? Now, the issue was, the real issue between Samuelsen and Cuomo is that Samuelsen did business on his knees when it came to Cuomo. He didn't stand up like a man 10 toes down and held his own square. He did the business of the members on his knees, and it was all for Samuelsen's own political gain. Because if you not new here, you know Samuelsen is for Samuelsen first. The members, like I said, the yesterday's show, was just a bid. He used the members. He used the union. He used our blood, sweat, and tears to catapult his political career. This is what Samuelsen did, and he's not stopping. He is on the roll. Now, when you dealing amongst men, right? And when you look at how Samuelsen was allowing Cuomo to treat us, we know that when it came to Samuelsen, we was not dealing with a man. We was not dealing with a man. We was dealing with a boy. Samuelsen was a boy in the room when he was in the room with Cuomo. He was not a man. He was not a man. He was a child. He was lesser than. He was a coward when he was in the room with Cuomo. And we see it. We see the effects in our contract. We see the effects with our pension. We see the effects with discipline. Cuomo didn't fear Samuelsen. You want to know why? Because Cuomo knew he was dealing with someone that would be on their knees every time. Every single time. Now, like I said, in my opinion, I gotta sneeze. It won't come out. In my opinion, Cuomo always been anti-labor. He always been anti-labor. So that's why I always boggled my mind as to why our union leadership would support someone like Cuomo. And to be fair, it wasn't only John Samuelsen. It was Tony Utano. I posted a whole bunch of pictures on the show yesterday. It was all the VPs. Every single last VP in this union is a Cuomo supporter. This is a fact. Now, like I said, Samuelsen was looking for an out, as it appears to me, because he was afraid to leave their relationship. He was afraid to leave the relationship that Cuomo have with Local 100. But the writing been on the wall. Samuelsen didn't have to wait till these accusations came out on Cuomo. Samuelsen had more than enough reason to stop doing the business he was doing with Cuomo since 2012. We're talking about 9 years ago when Cuomo implemented Tier 6. But let's run it down. Cuomo was trying to put together a team to dismantle the Tri-Borough Agreement. And I'm going to explain to you guys the importance of the Tri-Borough Agreement. The Tri-Borough Agreement is the Taylor Law. Now, I'm going to read this. And I did this on a past show. I think I did this in 2019. But like I said, nothing changed. But Cuomo assembled a mandate relief team headed by Larry Swartz, a former secretary to Governor Patterson and Deputy Westchester County Executive. Swartz provided that the team is examining options as to the Tri-Borough Agreement, including its freeze or suspension of wages once our contract ends. I'm going to break that down to you guys because it's very important. Now, for those who don't know, the Tri-Borough Agreement prohibits employers from changing the terms and conditions of employment while a successor agreement was being negotiated. Now, this is what this means, right? Our last contract, when the contract ended, we was without a contract for some months, right? What Cuomo was trying to do, he was trying to put together a team and new legislation that would say when the contract ends, management could change the contract to whatever they want. So they don't have to follow the contract. The way the Triborough Agreement is written now, that if your contract expire, you are still held by the terms and conditions of the expired contract. What Cuomo tried to do was say if the contract ends, if that contract ends, then management can make up their own terms and conditions. What that mean? They could cut our pay. They could get rid of our health care. They don't have to follow the disciplinary procedures. You may not be having a disciplinary hearing. They probably could just fire you. This is what Cuomo attempted to do with Larry Swartz. Now I know you guys been hearing Samuelsen say Larry Swartz lately. Larry Swartz been this type of guy. Cuomo been this type of guy. That what Cuomo was trying to do right there was more than enough reason for Samuelsen to cut ties with Cuomo. This is a fact. Cuomo wanted to change our benefits, our wages, and work rules to their discretion with this team he was trying to put together. But for some reason, guess what Samuelsen did? Samuelsen continued to give Cuomo our coat money after this. After this. Another reason for Samuelsen to dismantle his relationship with Cuomo back then was the implementation of Tier 6. After the implementation of Tier 6, Samuelsen gave Cuomo $300,000 of our coat money. Once again, that was another reason that he could have stopped associating with Cuomo and stopped being Cuomo's friend. He didn't. He did not stop. He kept the relationship going. Now, another reason that he should have cut off ties with Cuomo was that every raise that we got was below the cost of living. Forget about what they talking about with, oh, we got wages above the cost of living. They lie every single year. They lie every single year. And I'm going to put this into better perspective for you guys, right? I believe fast food workers got a cost of living raise of like 17%, maybe 20%. It was some big number they got, right? They got a cost of living raise of 20%. Now, that 20% don't mean anything because they don't make a lot of money. So if you put 20% on top of minimum wage, which was like $7 and change, it don't really equal out to nothing. So yeah, you want to know what? They did get a raise above the inflation rate, but they not making enough money to survive in the city in which they work. It's the same situation with us. Yeah, we make a substantial amount of money, but we don't make the money that the people think that we make. Long Island Railroad makes the money that the people think that we make. Metro North makes the money that the people think that we make. The MTA bosses make the money that the people think that we make. To the public out there, I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. New York City Transit, out of the whole MTA, is the most underpaid agency in the MTA. Long Island Railroad make more than us. Metro North make more than us. Now, the truth is about us transit workers is that we cannot afford to live in the city in which we work. I coined this term maybe like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and I called us transit refugees. Why do you see so many transit workers moving to Connecticut, moving to Jersey, moving to the Poconos, moving to Delaware? It's because we cannot afford to live in this city with a family. In order for us to comfortably live in New York City, we must work a lot of overtime. And I'm only speaking from the RTO side, the train operators and conductor side. I'm not talking about cleaners. I'm not talking about traffic checkers, because they make less than us. So it's harder for them. If it's harder for my titles to survive in the city, imagine how hard it is for those titles to survive in the city. But once again, we can't survive here. We moving out of state to the tri-state, to Delaware. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. And what does that do? What does you moving out of state? That affects your quality of life. You got to wake up earlier. You're spending a substantial amount of time going to work. You're spending at least 8 hours at work. You coming back home. That takes away from your quality of life. Every transit worker should be able to afford to live in the city in which we serve. We play an important role here. And we cannot survive in this city. We make less than sanitation. We make less than FDNY. We make less than NYPD. How can we not make as much as them? Yes, we make less than corrections. Yeah, they got dangerous jobs. It's obvious our jobs have become dangerous too. We have had people die in the line of service here. We get assaulted a lot here. We work around live third rail. It's obvious that our work environments aren't safe. We've seen what happened all in 2020. So we have a dangerous job as well, and we should get paid accordingly. And just to make it clear, we have a lot of workers talking about, yeah, we deserve hazard pay. You are 100% correct. But you want to know what? We deserve hazard pay every single year. Our job, our work environments, our workplaces, they are a hazard within itself. This is a fact. This is a fact. Now, what are we to do? Right? What are we to do? Our jobs are not safe. We deserve hazard pay every single year. I feel if you work anywhere on the tracks, you deserve hazard pay. I feel that if you're a bus operator and you constantly exposed to verbal abuse, you deserve hazard pay. Because you know what? We used to this type of stuff. It becomes a rite of passage, a way of life. That doesn't mean that it's healthy. Just because you get used to someone cursing you out and calling you all types of names and assaulting you, and that doesn't mean it's right. That doesn't make it right. That doesn't mean that you should accept it. So yes, our jobs is a hazard. We deserve hazard pay before what happened in 2020. We deserve it before, and we deserve it now, and we deserve it after. Enough is enough. When is it going to end? Right? Right? Now, Cuomo and Samuelsen, their relationship, like I said, all of a sudden, Samuelsen want to use these Cuomo allegations as a way to exit their relationship. Did we forget, once again, and I played this yesterday, did we forget about what happened with Tier 6? Samuelsen was actually helping Cuomo sell this to us, telling us, hey, look, it's not that bad, guys. It's worth its weight in gold. At least you got to keep 2555. Listen, I don't want to be compared to no other state agency. Yeah, we are a state agency, but We work in New York City. If you want to compare me to somebody in New York City, another agency, another company, you have to compare us to sanitation. You have to compare us to corrections. You have to compare us to NYPD. You have to compare us to FDNY. You have to. You can't compare us to some agency that's upstate, Buffalo somewhere. The cost of living is different. The quality of life is different. The prices of homes is different. Everything is different. But this is the smoke screen that our union would use. Hey, look, I forgot what union they always use to pull a smoke screen over us. But they not in New York City. They somewhere upstate. Oh, our raises is in par with them. Oh, this is another thing. This whole pattern bargaining thing, right? Why are we pattern bargaining with people who are not in our industry? Why are we pattern bargaining when every time we hear the MTA say something or the union say something, they say, oh, we are the biggest transportation union in the world. We got the biggest transportation system in the world. Why are you pattern bargaining with us, with anyone? New York City Transit should be setting the tone for everyone else's contracts. We should not be following nobody else's contracts. But when you're dealing with weak leadership, you're going to say, hey, wait, let me reframe that. Or let me add on to that. When you're dealing with weak leadership who can't fight for the members properly, you would see them point to, hey, look, we got 2% because that union upstate in Schenectady, they got 2%. What kind of sense does that make? How does that make sense? But you want to know what? We fall for it every time. We fall for it every time. I don't get it. Now, Samuelsen, like I said, Samuelsen and Cuomo, they relationship. I'm going to be playing a couple of videos, right? I'm going to play another video. Now, I'm going to tell you guys what happened with this one, right? So I knew that Cuomo was the keynote speaker for the 2017 International Convention, invited there by John Samuelsen. Like I said, John Samuelsen and Andrew Cuomo is like this. They like this, right? John Samuelsen invites Andrew Cuomo to the 2017 International Convention to be the keynote speaker. Why would you invite the MTA boss, management, the highest management of the land? Why would you invite the highest management of the land to a union convention? Let's think about that. You want to know why? Because it was, like I keep telling you guys, it's not about the members. It's about John Samuelsen. It's about his clout. It's about who he rubs shoulders with. That's what it's about. It's not about us. So I'm going to play this video and I'm going to discuss it with you guys.
I'll tell you what, the Democratic Party needs his voice. And I'll tell you, speaking for John Samuelsen, I know I want to see him in 2020. I want to see him take on a national voice for the Democratic Party to talk about putting men and women to work, building infrastructure projects. I want to see him talk about the necessity for the trade union movement to propel working Americans into the middle class. The Democrats need him, and working Americans need him. Brothers and sisters, please welcome Governor Andrew Cuomo to the 2017 convention. Give him a warm welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. What a kind introduction.
Did you hear what he said? He said, I'm speaking for John Samuelsen. John Samuelsen speaks for John Samuelsen. John Samuelsen do not speak for the labor movement. He said it in the video. I'm speaking for John Samuelsen. How much more clearer can it get than that? Now, Samuelsen also said, yeah, you know, he's going to bring working Americans to the middle class. If that's the case, then why every contract that we get from Cuomo, we continue to lose grip with the middle class? How can Samuelsen be a labor leader and not see that type of stuff? How does that work? Someone enlighten me and tell me, how does that work? Now, like I told you guys, I opened up the Zoom lines. I got the Zoom lines open, right? I have the Zoom lines open. If you want to speak on this, I'm not going to be on long. If you want to speak on this, the Zoom link is in the Progressive Action, and it's also on my personal page if you want to chime in. But how, like, this is about Samuelsen. This is not about the members. This is about Tony Utano. This is not about the members. It never was about us. They use us to catapult their careers. They use us to rub elbows with people who would probably pass them in the street and wouldn't pay them no mind. They use us to make themselves look like fighters. They use us to provide for their family because they don't get paid like us. And I'm going to be honest, I don't really care how much money they make. But when you're not doing what you got to do by the members, we're going to examine every little thing that you got going on. Samuelsen makes about close to $400,000 a year, if not $400,000 a year. Tony Utano makes close to $300,000 a year. Or it could be 200. I believe it's between 200,000 and 300,000 a year. Because they do the funny thing with Utano. Utano's salary is not on the LM2s. On the LM2s, they only say Utano making $25,000, but Utano is also getting paid by the International, and that's where the rest of his salary comes in at. I don't know why or how they are allowed to do that. The president of the local should be getting paid from the local funds, not the international funds. So there's something shaky going on with that. I'm going to look into that because I never really paid that no mind. I'm going to look into that. But I really don't care what how much money they make. But when you giving us subpar contracts and your pay is looking superb, oh yeah, I'm going to look at how much you're getting paid. Because a lot of people don't know is that when we get a raise, the union get a raise. The officers get a raise. But I'm going to tell you what the difference is. There's a difference between 2% of 80,000 and 2% of 150,000. So the raises aren't equal. They are getting, they getting a higher percentage raise, but they should get the dollar amount raise of what we get. There has to be some type of incentive for them to fight harder for us. I don't think that the officers, now if they was doing their job, I wouldn't care. I would say, hey, hell, look, we get a 2% raise, get them 4%. If they fighting for us, I don't care. If we getting what's rightfully owed to us, I would not care. But when you giving us contracts that's not keeping up with the cost of living, and we can't afford to live in the city in which we work, and you're living comfortably, I'm going to look at your salary. Because like I said just now, 2% of 80,000 is not the same 2% of 150,000. I need you guys to understand that. And then more money come out of our pockets. We got to pay more in union dues. And then the MTA and the union do they backdoor stuff. Every time, if you notice, up under this administration, every time we got a raise, right? This is what they did. This is the smoke screen and mirrors that they did. Yeah, us paying into our medical don't go up. But guess what happens on the back end? When you got to go for medicine, what they do? They charging us a lot of money for medicine now. So yeah, you're not paying that money on the front end, but you paying that money on the back end with medicine. And this been happening every contract. Every contract, our health benefits did not remain the same. And contractually, we are not supposed to lose anything in our health benefits. But for some reason, up under this administration, our health benefits been diminishing slowly but surely. But this contract right here, we seen it. We are paying more for our medication. This contract, we see it. We are paying more if you're going to visit the hospital. If you look into our current contract, the one that we under now, they got that if you don't get admitted to a hospital, you have to pay $100 copay. Yeah, you want to know what? We not paying more into our medical in the front end, but the back end we are. So you know what that means? If you got a younger child, right? These urgent cares are not open 24/7. Like I said, we don't work. We don't live in New York City. A lot of transit workers do not live in New York City. We live in other states, right? So what that mean? You got a child. You think your child arm is broken or fractured or whatever the case is, right? You have to go to the hospital. And let's just say that their arm is fractured or broken. You're not going to be admitted. So you're going to have to go to the hospital, take care of your child, and pay $100 copay on top of that because you wasn't admitted. How is that the same? Why did the union even agree to that in the contract? Why did the union even agree to that in the contract? This is crazy. Now, another thing that I want to show you guys is this is something, I'm going to play an audio clip, and I need you guys to listen very clearly to me. This is an audio clip. This audio clip is talking how Utano is telling people not to say nothing about Cuomo on social media because he sees and watches everything. This shows you the fear that Utano and Samuelsen have of Cuomo. You guys think I'm joking when I say that they do business on their knees when it comes to Cuomo. Now, I'm going to play this audio clip, and I want you guys to decide for yourself.
Tier 6, pass the Senate and pass the Assembly, and is awaiting the governor's signature. There's a lot of stuff going on social media saying Tony Utano is up, always with the governor, he's kissing his ass, or whatever you want to say. Well, here's the deal. The only person that can change that law, even though he created the Tier 6 when he first took office, is Governor Cuomo. He's going to win the election. He was going to beat Cynthia Nixon, and he's going to beat this guy Nolan Harris. So, I have to, me as the president of the union, I'm going to be friends with any politician that's going to do right for the members of this union, right? I don't have no love affair with Cuomo. I don't have no love affair with any politicians. But the opposition that's running against me, all they're doing is trashing Cuomo while I'm trying to get him to sign a bill. They're on the internet and all over the place saying that Cuomo's a sellout, Cuomo's no good. Okay, fine. Do it after I get the bill signed, right? You don't do that now because when you mention Cuomo's name in the internet, his people get that. His people get that information. Anytime his name is mentioned, they get it. I tell them, Local 100's fully behind him. I don't care how anybody votes here in the ballot, but I want that governor to believe that we're fully behind him because I want him to do something for us. The other bite of the apple is, next year we're going to be in contract negotiations. And you know who's in charge of the MTA? Governor Cuomo. So if I go out and support his opponent, right, I have just made his enemy for the next 4 years. So, that'll be done. Tier 6, how many people in this room?
Now, this guy said that I'm going to be friends with any politician that's going to do right by this union. Can someone please tell me What did Cuomo do right by this union? This shows you that they was operating from a position of fear. They were operating from a position of fear. Now, he said, oh, how would it look like, Cuomo's the boss, and I can't go out there and support his competition, which was Cynthia Nixon at the time. But guess what, Utano? You had another choice. You could have minded your business. You ain't have to support no one, because Cuomo didn't deserve our support. He didn't deserve our support. You could have minded your business. You worrying about people trashing Cuomo and things of that nature. But guess what? Are you saying that Progressive Action got more power than you when it comes to Cuomo? You over here telling him that Local 100 is behind him? No, Local 100 isn't behind him. You are behind him. Samuelsen is behind him. And the rest of the union leadership is behind him. But the members is not behind Cuomo. You know it, and we know it. Now, what's going to happen is that Samuelsen is going to be like, well, he know that we don't really mess with Cuomo anyway. Now, my I'm gonna say this again. My position on Cuomo is that I would say he's the enemy. He's the enemy, right? But I respect how he moved, because really, if we had tougher union leadership, Cuomo could be defeated. Cuomo could be beat. But we don't have that. And I keep telling you guys, we got union leadership who operate on their knees. They go begging. They have their hands shaped like a cup and say, give me what you can give me. You want to know what? They not going to care anyway. We're going to go. We're going to make our flyers. We're going to lie. They not going to know anything anyway. And we're going to keep it pushing. And this has been their routine every single year, every single contract, every single election. This is what been going on. They don't even change their game plan. They don't even change their game plan. They go with the same stuff every single time. They don't even change it. They don't even change it. Now, once again, Samuelsen used the Cuomo allegations as a way to separate from Cuomo, right? Why didn't Samuelsen separate from Cuomo when this story came out? Cuomo and MTA tapped low-wage, uninsured workers to scrub subway for coronavirus. Now, Cuomo brung contractors that took cleaning work from your members, John Samuelsen, Tony Utano. That wasn't enough for you guys to sever ties with Cuomo? Guess not. Guess not. How about this? Cuomo pushes $145 million raid on funds dedicated to cash-strapped MTA. Right? Now, I put up another screenshot on the screen just now. I don't need to read it. I'm going to break it down to you guys. Cuomo was trying to take money from the MTA during the time where we was negotiating our contract to make it look like that they didn't have money to pay us for our contract. John Samuelsen, Tony Utano, that wasn't enough to sever ties from Cuomo? That wasn't enough to sever ties from Cuomo? What else we got here? We got MTA says it will cut up to 2,700 jobs as part of reorganization. They put up a plan to lay off hourly workers, members of TWU Local 100. You mean to tell me that that wasn't enough to sever ties with Cuomo? See, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. This is the problem right here, right? Once again, it was never about us. It was about Tony Utano and John Samuelsen. Right? Now, somebody probably got in Samuelsen's head and said, hey, I think that you better get off that Cuomo bandwagon to save your own political career. Because Samuelsen is trying his hardest to get into politics. He is trying his hardest to get into politics, and he's going to do whatever he needs to do to make that happen. It's a man of no morals. He's in survival mode. It's about him right now. It's not about us. It is not about us. You can forget about that. It is not about the members at all. It's not about the members at all. And at some point, the members are going to wake up. The members is going to wake up. And I just hope that it's not too late. I just hope that it's not too late, that the members wake up. Because, I mean, look, I ain't gonna lie. I rarely watch my videos. I rarely go back and watch my videos. But today I was in the house, wasn't in the best of moods. And I woke up real early. Said, you know what? Let me just watch my video. I watched my own video and got inspired. And I'm over here thinking to myself, like, this is the information that other unions wish they had. They wish they had an organization like Progressive Action within their union to give them consistent, accurate information. They wish they had people like the members of Progressive Action that put their careers on the line for the betterment of all of us. This information is so valuable, like my t-shirt. Oh, y'all like my shirt? You see, I got the valuable shirt on with the Progressive Action trucker hat. Right? This is valuable information. This is accurate information. Once again, why do you think those guys do everything in their power to block? Like, I put this on early in the show. This is what they do so they won't see this accurate information. Because I'm going to tell you what, I never tagged John Samuelsen. I started tagging him after. I don't even know why I did that. I started tagging him after he blocked me. But when they can't deal with the truth and that truth starts stinging, this is what they do. And what's funny is that when you speak to any one of them, I don't be on social media like that. I don't really care for social media. So if you don't be on social media like that, why would you block me on social media? That makes absolutely no sense. Let me tell you the truth. They have social media. Not only do they have social media, but they are the characters behind a lot of these fake accounts on social media. Ladies and gentlemen, they think they smarter than us. They are not smarter than us. They are not smarter than us, ladies and gentlemen. They are not smarter than us. Why would you block me if you claim that you're not on social media? You're on social media, man. Not only you're on social media up under your account, you're on social media up under a lot of fake accounts too. I'm not only talking about Sammy's. I don't know, but I know that there's officers here that have a lot of fake. They got fake accounts. They got fake accounts of Progressive Action. They got fake accounts that's doing all the attacking. And these are the cowards that we dealing with. I don't have to make a fake account. I tell it. I come on my platform and I tell it because you want to know what? I want you to know that I said it. Why? Because I want you to feel away. And like they say, if you feel froggy, leap. I'll be waiting. Yo, these people so crazy, man. These people so crazy, man. Y'all with these fake accounts. I don't gotta hide behind no fake account. I'm gonna tell it to you right here. And then when I see you in person, I'm gonna tell it to you again. Y'all already know. You know when I be catching up to y'all. Y'all know what happened when I catch up to y'all. I'm not the internet guy. I just use the internet as a tool. Y'all know what happened when I catch up to y'all. Y'all know the pleas that y'all be copping. And y'all say, oh, I don't take you. I don't, you know, it's not nothing. I know you. Y'all know what y'all really be talking about. Not the internet guy. I just use it as a tool. Whatever I say on this internet, I would say it to your face. I would say it while you with your wife, while you with your kids. I don't care. Y'all got me all figured out wrong, man. Y'all got me all figured out wrong, man. Believe whatever I say to you on this internet, I'm gonna say it to your face. I'm gonna come see you too. You ain't gotta look for me. I'm gonna come look for you. I'm coming to look for you. You ain't gotta worry about it. Yeah, so these people crazy. These people's crazy. You know, we have to wake up. We have to call out the go along, get along gang. Everyone knows who the go along, get along gang is, right? It's all the elected officers that's in right now. If you're not speaking against any of this stuff that's going on right now, you're going along to get along. It's just how it works. I don't understand. Are y'all going to wait till we get stripped to the point of no return? Because I feel right now, a lot of the stuff that we losing, we probably would never be able to get it back. Or if we do get it back, it's going to be years from now. It's going to be 10 years from now. If we even get it back. The route that we traveling down is the point of no return. It's the point of no return. I mean, one day we're going to get it together. I hope it's soon. I hope it's soon. I'm glad I got some real ones around me with my progressive action team. And you know, we got a frontline team and we got a sideline team too that's ready to come off the bench. Right? Because a lot of people ain't built for this political stuff. But they say, yo, Tramel, if you need me to do it, I'm going to do it for you. Right? And that's how it go. But in the grand scheme of things, there's nobody on the sideline. Everybody's in the game. We all got something to lose. We all got something to lose. Let me see. Let me check the Zoom. Nobody's on the Zoom. But yeah, like I said, the go along, get along gang. We have to, we go shut them down. We go shut them down, man. We go shut them down. Man. We got some work to do, but you know, we're going to get it done. We're going to get it done, but we cannot fall for the technology of these guys. We cannot fall for John Samuelsen technology. We cannot fall for Tony Utano technology. We cannot fall for it. A lot of people already fell for it. We can't afford to continue falling. It's just not going to work. Because I'm going to tell you guys this. All this falling, we ain't going to be able to get back up. Not right away. It's going to take some time. And I'm going to tell you guys this. Time isn't on our side. Time not on our side. We don't have a lot of time. It has to happen now. It has to happen now. I mean, I went live 3 days straight. I gave you guys high quality information, valuable information. Come on now. Let's use this information. You got to share this out. Got to share this out. Share out when I get off this live, I want you to share this live to 100 people. You're on Facebook, you got 100 friends. Share this to 100 people. Make this go viral. This is important information. Because we are not only fighting for the survival of Local 100, we are fighting for the survival of unions, period. Because you want to know what? A lot of people look at our union as being that union. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, we have weak union leadership, but everyone look at our union as the union. If people start seeing us get broken down, then there's going to be a lot of hope lost for the labor movement. It's going to be a lot of hope lost. Listen, we not riding to believe it or not. This current administration is riding off of Roger Toussaint credibility. This current administration is riding off of Mike Quill credibility. They not riding off of their own credibility and their own fight. They not riding off of their fight. They riding off the fight of others, because you cannot name one battle that they had where they beat back management. You can't name one. Think about what I just said. They are living off of the fight of others instead of themselves. Yeah, how deep that is. Do you guys understand how deep that is? They are living off of the fight of other people instead of their own people. I mean, instead of themselves. Instead of themselves. Now, I'm going to leave it there for tonight. I don't know. If more information come down the pipeline, I will probably be going live again tomorrow. I need you guys. Right now, it was like a lot of people watching in the Facebook. I need you guys to, everyone that's watching right now, and especially on YouTube, it's a lot of people watching on YouTube right now and watching on Facebook and Twitter. I need you guys to donate to the Cash App. Put $5. Everybody need to put $5 into the Cash App. Every show. Every show. I don't understand. You give money away to the union and you don't hold them accountable. But the people who's doing the work and providing this information on a high level, you're not supporting. Everyone needs to take $5, put it into the Cash App, and support the platform. That's how it works. Well, I'm going to catch you guys later, and I'm going to end with my new favorite theme music.